So now that we've generated our scoring tool from the Brigance website, we're going to use that sheet of paper that we printed to find out exactly which questions in the assessment are appropriate for Paul's age equivalency. So our first domain is language development. So if we look on our sheet, language development, his age equivalency is 3 years and 2 months. The first section that we're using under language development is D5, knows personal information. You see that we've skipped ahead of several areas because they're not relevant to our age group of children. So if he's 3 years and 2 months old, the nearest age listed is 3 years and 0 months. So I would start on page 105, question 3. So we've made it very easy for ourselves by putting some sticky notes in our book. So I'm going to flip to section D with this tab right here. This is the first page of the section. We've skipped ahead of some areas, so I'm going to use my sticky to direct myself to page 105. And as my cheat sheet instructs me, I will start with question 3. If I look at the book, question 3 asks, are you a boy or a girl? I would ask Paul that question and look over into my Brigance record book and find D5. Right here, question 3, are you a boy or a girl? If he gets that question correct, I would circle it. Alright, so for the purpose of this instructional video, we're going to just do one example from the assessment. So I'm looking on section D7, which is identifies pictures. And just like the screen, you're going to sit across from your student at a table so they can look at the book as they need to. On my screening tool, Paul is at an age equivalency of 3 years and 2 months for language development. So I'm going to flip to the age closest to 3 years and 2 months, and we're always going to round down in these activities. So the closest age to 3 years and 2 months is 3 years and 0 months. So I'm going to start with number 16. All right. It says, show the student the pictures, point to all of the pictures, and ask them to find the name of the object that's listed. So we're going to look at these pictures, Paul, okay? Can you point to a boat for me? Great. Wonderful. Can you point to scissors? Yes. Great job. Can you point to a kite? No, that's not a kite, but that's okay. We're going to move on to the next one, okay? So even though Paul could not identify a kite, because the instructions in this section and many sections in the book ask us to only stop after there have been 3 consecutive wrong answers, we're going to keep moving on to number 19 after the kite. So I'm going to continue as I did before, and I'm going to ask Paul to please point to a wagon for me. Yes, got it. Can you point to a ladder? Mm-hmm. Can you point to a fish? No, that's not a fish, but that's all right. That is all right. Let's move on to the next one. Can you point to a duck?
It's the bird, right?
No, that is also an animal, but that's not a fish. That's all right. The next one is a snake. No, that's not a snake. All right, so Paul, you've answered 3 incorrectly in a row, so that means we're going to move on to the next section, and we'll mark the last one that he got correct, which was number 20, ladder.